Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. um, I wrote a thing for this. Hold on. Okay. Welcome everyone
Hey.
to the first session of our new campaign, Reclamation, New Dawn. Tonight's session is going to be a little different than probably sessions that will come afterwards. It'll be a little more cinematic at times. There's kind of a lot that we want to get through tonight, so I might lead a little bit heavier than normal, depending like how we're doing with time and everything. But the purpose is to try to hopefully make it so that way you guys can see in your minds what I see in my mind as we're going through a lot of these bits and pieces of our story here. Um, uh, hey, everyone keep in mind like where your volume controls are, if you want to turn music up and down, that sort of thing. Okay. So our story takes place in the world of Aorn on the continent of Adari, steeped in the mystery and wonder of its past. But time affects all things, and soon what was fascinating becomes merely the mundane. The world moves on and time moves with it. Now, the last few hundred years have been very kind to Adari. With every new town, village, and settlement, the wild is pushed further and further back. Hope is filling the hearts of the people. And a wave of prosperity has given rise to increased trade and travel. And it is here where we begin our tale. On the fourth day of the third month of Chess, in the year 238 during the Age of Renewal. Our scene opens up with a soaring view of the verdant pine forests to the north, before eventually giving way to sweeping grasslands. The sky is blue with fluffy clouds, and warm rays of sun beam down on the land beneath. And we see a wide, well-worn dirt road cutting through the landscape itself. And something is very slowly moving its way along. A caravan. And as we pull closer, we see that there are several horse-drawn carts and several travelers on foot. Now, each of these carts have the same logo of a deep golden brown colored ship, and the words in common beneath reading "The Bronze Voyage."
Bravo.
See what you did there.
Yeah, you can take a moment. That was a good stinger.
As we as we stay with our caravan and watch it move slowly along the way, the wind begins to pick up, and the sky dims as the clouds become gray and heavy, and the pitter-patter of rain begins to fall upon the travelers below. We smash cut to howling winds and a torrential downpour as the caravan struggles to make its way forward. We see scenes where the carts are becoming stuck in quagmires of mud and muck, and everyone is pushing and pulling to try to free the carts, only for them to shortly after get stuck once more. And with every step you all take, the storm takes its toll. Each of you is soaked to the core, exhausted and exasperated. But as evening approaches, the rain begins to subside and the clouds disperse, giving way to the last remnants of light stretching over the horizon. The caravan pulls off the old road and readies to make camp. A middle-aged halfling woman steps up on her cart and addresses the caravan, calling everyone over. This you all know to be Erin Hilltopple. And this is little Erin. She sometimes will play her lute as you've been traveling along from time to time, but her lute is well packed away, protected from the storm, and she stands atop her cart, calling everyone over, and she says, gather round, gather round. Look, I know that today was a very shitty day. It was hard on all of us. And days of travel like these ones, there's only one thing that makes me happy. And that's a warm fire, a hot meal in my belly, and a good stiff drink. Now, I am happy to say that this evening, we will be providing all three of those to everyone. And to further show my appreciation for everyone's hard work today, I'm even going to open up one of the blackberry mead casks that we picked up in Bastion. So, everyone, make camp. We all know what we need to do. And get yourselves ready. Dinner's in about an hour. Now, when traveling the old road, part of when you choose to move with a caravan, it's customary and expected that everyone helps make camp and break camp. And this is the custom that's been respected. And this is in exchange for the safety of traveling within numbers. This is the way of the old road. Many of you have already been traveling the caravan for several days and already know what things you need to take care of. Others who are either new to caravan travel or haven't been here very long are guided by some of the more experienced hands. But everyone helps in their own way. After about an hour's time, a warm, roaring fire is set up, and you all approach, gather your bowls of hot stew, take your drink of choice, and have a seat by the fire, finally being able to dry your clothes and warm your bones. Over the caravan that she's assembled here, she finishes a drink of her mead and addresses everyone once more. You know, we picked up a lot of new faces in the last few days. And I've always found that when traveling, best to know the people you're traveling with. After all, in the caravan, we have relative safety together, safety in numbers, but days like today, we have to rely on each other. Because out here, the wild's still the wild. So, why don't we go around, introduce ourselves, maybe say a little something about ourselves as well? I'll go first to break the ice. My name's Aaron, as I'm sure you all know. I'm one of the three co-owners of the Bronze Voyage. Over there is I have to open my notes because to see. Okay, over there is Andre. Andre is a Actually, I'll just show you. This is what Andre looks like. He's a elven gentleman with a nice little beard. And Andre sells like general wares from his cart. And over here, of course, is the other co-owner, Hubert. This is Hubert, a dapper gentleman. And Hubert trades in textiles. And Marjorie herself deals specifically in like dry goods, grains, foods, that sort of thing. Now, I, along with the others, co-owners of the Bon Voyage, I've been doing this about, gosh, I guess about almost 20, 25 years now. When I was a younger girl, I thought to myself that, when I get older, I'm gonna be a ship captain. I'm gonna sail out of Saltstone Landing and just explore what's out there, chart the unknown worlds and islands. Turns out, I get seasick in a canoe on the river. So here I am, with a different kind of ship, but I'm still the captain. What about you two? You've been with us since Bastion, I'm pretty sure. And Adam, she is referring to you. Would you kindly introduce and describe your character?
Certainly. You see, she motions towards a relatively tall and thin dragonborn. Thin, I should say, for a dragonborn. He's hard to miss. There are lots of chains and bits of leather that are hanging around his neck. He seems to have rings on every finger, some with two. He wears a shirt that is open down to like the bottom of his sternum, but he has 6 or 7 or 8, it's hard to tell, colorful scarves around his neck that are all tucked into the open shirt, and there's a brooch that is somehow defying gravity attached to all of that. He has speaking of defying gravity, he's got the tiniest little pair of glasses that seem to be balanced at the end of his nose, and are inexplicably staying there. He replies, "Oh, well, I must say that I'm sure for many of you, no introduction is necessary. My name is Kaluwunax Cleftintialar. That is right, of the Bastion Cleftintialars. I am, well, I guess a raconteur would describe it best, but Bastion has grown dull and boring, so I thought I would head out on the road and make some new friends, and perhaps experience what Miraz has to offer. And as you've mentioned, I've been here since Bastion with my good friend who I've met here, Mervis. Mervis Melvin.
No, that
Mervis,
ain't
would
it.
you... excuse me?
Yeah, it's happened a couple times. It is Merv.
Oh,
He's
yes,
not
Merv, of
me.
course. I'm terribly
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Cody, feel free to introduce
Yeah.
dear Merv.
Merv is I feel like I just need to reference the picture again because that's basically just it. His glasses are incredibly like grimy and kind of hard to see his eyes beyond them. He has a satchel across his back that with pretty much every movement you hear like glassware like tinkling around slightly. Hold on. Yeah. He does have like leather armor on, though the only part of it you could see is what looks like it could be like riding chaps below over his like traveling clothes. And he's got his little scarf and his very good hat. And so far yeah, in halfling fashion, although not all halflings do it, he has not once put shoes on. Even throughout like the muddy day, he seemed pretty fine just wandering around the mud in his bare feet. He'll take one very, very bandaged hand out of his pocket and like hold it up. Say, yeah, name's Merv Marshskim. That's about it.
A halfling of few words. I
I
appreciate
mean,
that.
yeah, it's like it's probably fine to leave it there, right? Like,
Oh, sure. You don't have to share if you don't want to. This is a safe space for everyone. She gives
right.
you a little friendly smile. Well, of course, here we have our stalwart guardian. As many of you have seen them. Please go and introduce yourself to the rest of everyone. And Max, if you wouldn't mind introducing and describing your character.
Um, you see a broad-shouldered gentleman, with, oh my goodness, heavy hands that kind of go up in a two-finger salute. Someone who looks like he's seen many, many better days. Um, and has very like worn expression. Um, Longer hair that is tied back, and dark features, but surprisingly warm eyes. Bearing heavier leathers and weaponry and equipment. Um, and he says, "Evening, everyone. Name name is Rainier Catterfeld. I don't know if many of you at this point have had many words with me, but likely that will remain the same. Um, but as always, it is an honor to be on the road." And he nods with a smile to Aaron, doing my due diligence as a citizen of Bastion.
Well, we appreciate the help, and I'm sure everyone feels much safer with you looking after all of us as we travel. Um, some of our newer faces. Um, you there. And she is gesturing towards you, Doug. Could you please introduce and describe your character?
Yeah, you see a middle-aged tiefling, very thin. Despite the picture, he is purple. Just really like the red color on that guy. Fiddling with a dagger, cleaning out his fingernails, and barely even notices the when he's addressed. And just goes, "Hmm? Mm, Oh, uh, ooh. Well, my name's Dominic. Much like Rainer here, I haven't had a lot of contact with any of you, but um, also expect that to stay the same. Mine's less of an honor and more of a duty, but still enjoying it just the same. Yeah. And then he'll go back to his fingernails.
All right. See, this is going swimmingly. We're all getting to know each other. This is great. How about you next? And she gestures towards you, Dawson. Could you introduce your character and describe them for us?
Hello, everyone. My name is Laylis. How do I say? I just got out of the military. No longer a soldier. I am on the adventure style now. I would like to just roam, meet new people, advance further than my original hometown allowed. They were very small-minded. I want to see others. express, well, not express. I want to figure out how other people are, see if they're actually the way my village people described. Um, Other than that, I'm here for the ride. Think it'll be fun being around all of you. Some more than others. Some seem nice. Some seem scary. Well, we'll see how it goes.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Laylas. um, let's see. Here, you dear. Who are you? Please introduce yourself. And Ted, if you wouldn't mind introducing and describing your character.
Uh, a this again, despite the image, a sort of red-skinned dwarf with hair that looks sort of like a blue flame, uh, dressed head to toe in fairly thick leathers with metal plates strapped to them, sitting up on the edge of one of the wagons, just sort of swinging her feet. When she realizes she's being addressed, looks over and waves enthusiastically with both hands, sort of giggles. Hi, 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 hi. I am Ember Prime. Ha, ha, ha. I am very pleased to be making all of your acquaintance. I am very much looking forward to showing anyone who wants to be in Muris everything there is to see there. You can go to the Fireforge Bakery. That's my dad's place, or you could go to the Mithril Pommel. That's where Weimar taught me all kinds of things. And at that point, she realizes she's rambling and slaps both hands over her mouth.
I actually have I've actually purchased some of the goods from the Fireforge Bakery. I didn't know that they had a daughter. Wonderful baked goods there.
Most places, you'd think, but no, my mom's the strong one. She's down in the mines,
How interesting. Maybe we could get a deal. Seeing that we know each other and we're friends, right?
Absolutely. I'll talk to my dad. It's fine. We'll talk.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Okay, we'll talk later. You see that she turns her attention to a young halfling, a young female halfling that is also sitting at the campfire. And she says, "How about you, dear?" And this halfling introduced themselves. She says, my name's Marjorie. I I've never traveled in caravan before. This is it's very exciting. Although today wasn't exactly exciting. Today rather was pretty terrible. I'm from Bastion. I'm on my way to Maras to look for work in the mines. Where I live, there's not a lot of opportunities for me in Bastion anyway. So I thought maybe I could make some money up north, and maybe eventually my family could join me. It's very nice to meet all of you. Erin then turns her attention to the one of the final seats around the campfire this evening. It is a blonde hair elven man, a young elven man. He is a very recent addition to the caravan. He arrived today during the storm. He galloped up the road on horseback, and seeing that the carts were stuck, as they often were today, offered to help pull them free. As the day was coming close to an end, Aaron extended the hospitality of the camp in exchange for his help. So he has only just arrived in with everyone. He takes a few bites of his stew and swallows. Let me show you what he looks like. Blonde hair pulled back a bit. Has the not quite as much armor as the picture would show, but indeed there is a small sword at his back, and he carries a satchel a small satchel around him, and you've not seen him without this satchel the entire time. He kind of sets his bowl down a little bit and says, "My name's Rael. Um, I'm I study at the Arcanium in Bastion. Well, I'm an apprentice at the Arcanium. I'm an apprentice to Master Morbarad, and I'm I, I'm on my way to meet with him in Maras for some of the research that we're doing." Aaron nods and says, "Okay, all right. Well, there. Now we all know each other. Well, today has been very long, and we still have many days of travel ahead of us. So I'm going to get a very good night's sleep so we can do all this again tomorrow. But hopefully, praise to Melora that the weather is clear and good for travel. I bid you all good night, and don't stay up too late. Yeah? All right." And she heads off to bed down for the evening. Is there anything anybody wishes to do before you sleep?
Into the silence, I will point at Ember Prime and say, said your name was Ember Prime?
Yep.
Right. You heard of the prismatic spider. Heard of that? It's business.
She sort of stares blankly at you and blinks a
Okay,
few
well.
times.
What was the name of the Adelard Coombs? Heard of that?
No, I don't think
Okay,
so.
well, it was
I,
worth
I
a
didn't,
shot, I guess.
I didn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're talking
I
about
spent.
a lot of businesses and stuff. Thought maybe,
Oh,
you'd
I didn't.
know.
I didn't go very far outside
Right.
of either the bakery or the
Just like
forge.
just the two.
Well, yeah, I mean, then I went to Bastion. I went all the way to Bastion to run an errand for Weimar. So yeah,
That's a long errand.
well. I mean, yeah, it's guild business. I was trusted with important guild business.
Guilt. You see like a look of like quick flash of disgust across his face. Yeah.
This is the first time they've trusted you with guild business?
That's the first time I've been at Amiris in 5 decades.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks. It's a big deal. I don't care about the guilds very much. It was mostly just that they trusted me to go out on my own. Yep. So what about all of you? Where y- y- w- y- 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 I've forgotten your names already. I'm sorry.
Hey, it happens.
You,
Yeah.
the she is pointing at at Lilas. You said your village. You want to where is your village? Where's your village?
Came from the ruins of Finlanora. That's where I originated from. I was always raised and told that the outsiders were not accepting, were not to be trusted. So we secluded our way except for when needed.
But you served in the military?
Yes. Yes.
Did that change your mind on anything?
I've expanded, but I mean, as of the military, I've only met military personnel. Now I would like to meet, I would say, normal people or
Normal
normal.
weirdos.
Yes.
Instead of military weirdos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Less
I'd like to
structured
deviate
weirdos.
away from the military personnel.
You ever kill anyone?
That's a rude question.
I mean, it's
That's
good
the
to know. Like,
first place your mind goes?
Well,
Not
Minerva, of
well,
course it's
kinda,
good
yeah.
to know, but it's really
It's
not an
Murph.
appropriate. Well, yeah, I'm terribly sorry,
Mhm.
Melissa.
He's bad with names too.
It's look, please excuse my friend here. It's
Mhm.
wonderful to have you, and we do so hope that we, not to be rude, but that we prove the people of your village wrong and illustrate that people from all over this fine land are good, decent people interested in sharing their stories as well as making life more comfortable for one another, particularly in a setting such as this. Which reminds me, Royal, you seem awfully protective of that satchel. Is there anything we should know? Something to be worried about? I hear bandits are a frequent problem on this road.
You see, Ryle, his hands go towards the satchel to like make sure it's there and secure, and he like his eyes go a little wide and kind of looks around a bit and like bandits. I mean, bandits shouldn't mess with the caravan though, right?
Well, not with all these strong individuals here to protect us. Just look around. I'm sure we're perfectly safe, and I'm sure there's nothing in the satchel that would interest bandits anyway. Perhaps a tasty morsel, something that would rival something that could be purchased at the Fired Horse Bakery in Miraz.
That one was kind of close.
But
I mean, this is just research paperwork, nothing to write home about.
Right, that's why you're guarding it so much, huh?
It's important research.
Did you make something?
Make something.
Yeah. Like what you got in there? Did you make it?
No.
Oh,
No.
did your
No.
boss make
I'm
it?
just an apprentice. I actually don't even know how to enchant or anything like that.
You're apprentice to an enchanter?
Well,
I'm an apprentice, but not to an enchanter. That's pretty cool.
oh,
What do they enchant?
um, well, Master Morbarad, I mean, he actually coincidentally he actually is an enchanter. But he doesn't make he doesn't enchant like magic items, that sort of thing. It's a different
Yeah.
kind of enchantment.
Okay. Yep. I got you now. I thought you meant he make stuff. 'Cause I make stuff, and I thought that'd be pretty
Oh, you
cool
make
if
stuff?
I was an apprentice. Yeah. Yeah. Smith
What
for
kind of
Pommel.
stuff?
Finest smithy in
Oh,
all
you
of
just
Maris.
work with like metal and stuff.
I mean, just work with just.
I mean, it's
work with
probably pretty
just,
hard, I imagine.
Just pursue the divine act of creation. Yeah. Just.
I don't know about all that.
Now, what the hell does that mean? No, sorry, yours made sense. He's looking at Murph.
What does what mean more specifically?
You don't know about what?
Like divine act of
Creation.
smithing.
What? I don't. The gods made all of this. Sort of gestures around all of us. I mean, I'm not saying that I create people like the gods, but I create things.
Okay, now I get you. Okay, but you're doing it like a worship thing though.
I guess. Sure.
I mean, I'm not judging, just asking questions about stuff.
Yeah, I make all kinds of stuff, and I learned how to cook because Fireforge Bakery.
What's the best thing you ever made? Food
Bear
or
claws.
metal?
Bear claws.
Bear claws.
Bear claws.
You're hyping them up now. We're gonna have some when we get there.
No, not the pastry, not the pastry.
Mm.
I made a set of metal bear claws.
Oh.
I was making a
Yeah. Now I see the
statue of a bear.
misunderstanding. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Mhm.
Pretty
I
cool
mean,
bear statue though.
Did you keep it or did you sell it?
It's outside. It's outside the mithril pommel.
Okay,
It holds up different signs. And it's
Okay, well we'll have to. Well, you take us. We'll give that a gander.
Rael speaks up and says, "This has been really great. Really. I'm gonna get some rest. I have a lot of road ahead of me in the morning, so um, I'll see you then." And he heads off
night,
to
night,
make
night, night.
make camp.
Raider.
Yep.
You called you our guardian? Are you hired by them?
Yeah, I take employment here. Sorry.
What are we likely to come across in these parts? Dangerous wise.
Ooh, this is fun. I have proficiency in survival. I have advantage on survival checks about basically other planar beings plus like the supernatural. Sean, what do I know about this area and how safe it is?
Things you would know as an experienced caravan guard or semi-experienced caravan guard, depending how much you feel that you've done this over the past time. Uh, um, on the old road, depending how close the wilds are to you, wolves are always a concern, but typically for lonely travelers, right? Most of the time, the numbers and larger fires of the caravan keep away those kind of animals. Um, uh, you could run into larger beasts such as bears and owl bears. Um, there's also the humanoids of the wild that choose not to be part of civilization. There are many clans of wild goblin and orc that roam the wilds that do not wish to be a part of anything that's happening. And they will pillage anything they come across if they think they can, if they think they have the upper hand in any way. Supernaturally, I mean that's a big difference. Usually on the roads, like there's not a lot of supernatural kind of stuff going on. There hasn't been reports of like actually legitimately bandits. Highwaymen actually are still a problem, even though the Basha militia does rounds occasionally on the old road. You can't get them all.
Well, mostly animals, which can be pretty easy scared off with a good stone's throw most time. I guess really the bigger threat would just be any creatures that are looking to rob you. And his eyes kind of flick over in the direction of Rail, who's already left. But I mean that's what hires like myself are for. Most aren't too interested in poking sticks at things that look like big bears. And he smiles.
Hmm. Well, I feel safer already.
Feels like this is a good time for uh, the call of each of your beds. A night's rest would do each of you well, as there is again a very long day of travel still to go. To Maras, you are still days from arriving. The next town you'll be approaching is the town of Oakenstall, but you still have a day or two before you reach there. Um, as everyone is taking their rest, Rainer, are you going to stay up a bit for guard duty?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay, cool. um, everyone finds their place of rest wherever it may be for the evening. Raynor, go ahead and do a perception check as you do some rounds and keep an eye out.
Sure thing. One sec.
Yeah, and Cal, um, do you? How much of that mead do you drink this evening?
Pardon me. A significant amount of meat is consumed.
Okay. Okay. And it's Rainier, not Rainer. Rainier.
Rainier, yeah.
Rainier. Okay.
My bad.
German.
Yeah, I will mess it up for a long time.
Yep.
Rainier.
It's
Okay.
fine. He'll answer to both.
Cool. 21. You feel confident that there is nothing but the sound of the normal sound of like evening crickets and nocturnal animals, but nothing to be worried about. And after a short time, there's on a in a caravan at this size, there's another guard that works here as well, and they take over duty so you can get to rest.
Yes.
Cool. We're gonna intersperse two moments here, though. So, Renner, you are still on your duty at the moment. Um, uh, um, Cal, as you flop down on whatever goes as
What,
your bed place here, you roll over onto your back and you look up and you can see the many stars in the night sky, bright and different. What would be because there's zero light pollution, obviously, in worlds like this, like you can see the arms of like the galaxy that you are in, like extending, across the sky. Just amazing looking displays that are put on in the evenings here.
what I wouldn't give for one of those bear claws from the Geyser Gorge Bakery.
And as you drift off to sleep, you fall into a dream and a memory. And you're not sure which one is which. You awaken to the sound of someone calling your name. Um, Cal. Cal. Cal, wake up.
Sorry, what seems to be the problem?
You awaken on the floor of one of the dingiest flop house rooms like you've ever been in. There's clothes and half-eaten plates of food and bottles kind of strewn about. And Kieran is standing above you, wearing a fine linen shirt with a kind of green silk vest and no pants.
Oh, well.
Um,
Well done, Kieran. Looks like another successful evening.
well, I thank you. Look, it's about time you opened your eyes. Last night was wild, wasn't it? Even I have trouble remembering everything we got up to. And you see he's kind of like looking about the room for something as he kind of like mills around where you were resting.
Kalawunex stretches in, sort of an exaggerated way and sits up, looks around, rolls a couple bottles until he finds one with something sloshing around in it, takes a quick peek in there to make sure there's no floating debris, and then drinks some of that down. And it's like, well, Kieran, shall we commence with the day and perhaps see if we can't better our effort from last evening? Or perhaps the evening before. It's hard to recall, actually.
Oh,
What-
definitely. But look,
What are you
here's
so
the
consumed with?
Oh, I can't find my pants. I'm sure they were around here somewhere. Look, though, more important than that. I was just in the alley out back, having a little bit of a morning reprieve, and I saw one of Bergrin's goons lurking about. I think it's high time you and I found ourselves better accommodations, if you know what I mean.
Yes, absolutely. And I've got good news and bad news. The good news is, it turns out, and he looks down, it turns out I'm wearing your pants. And so he
There
sort
we
of
have
wiggles out of those, which means we are still short one pair of pants, but perhaps, and he just rips some of the draperies off and wraps it around his waist. Perhaps, given the proximity of Bergrin, I think this makes quite a lovely fashion statement, and we should, in fact, look for higher quality accommodations.
Right. I think you're very onto something here. You could be starting a new trend, you know.
That would not be the first time.
All right. Well, let's gather our things and make haste. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
You gather together your belongings, and as you do, you notice poking out of one of your bags is like a slightly crumpled piece of parchment.
It's not like me to bring. Is this yours, Kieran? It's not like me to bring reading material along.
What? No. Since when do I carry paper?
Yes, it seemed. Oh, maybe we won the deed to some fabulous castle in Game of Stud last night. Shall we take a look?
All right. Let's see. What surprises lie in store?
I can't wait to have my own keep. It would be wonderful. And I'd pull the paper out.
Cool. You review this paper, and it's like a lot of weird legalese, right? And parts of it aren't even in common. Parts of it, like suddenly Elvish is mixed in with the common. There's even bits that are Draconic written in there as well. And then you see a spot that has your name and Roughshod's signature, and then Kieran's name, and like a scrawl on it as well.
Oh, dear lords. I mean, my head was spinning before I took a look at this. This is nothing. Kieran, do you... why would we be signing our names to some piece of... This is ridiculous.
Yeah, let me see that. It's up to here, then hereby aforementioned are bound to blah blah blah, eternity, servitude, indefinite. Look, I don't know what this is, but it sounds a lot like future me's problem, right? And I'm more worried about me's problem. And he kind of like eyes the front door of the room you're in.
Yes, I could not agree more. We have a pressing difficulty with a certain someone, associate of a certain other individual, might be interested in having a rather unpleasant conversation with us, and I feel that after the amount of consumption we have engaged in the past several days, it's probably best To at least get a meal in our bellies before we engage in any sort of rash conversations. But perhaps the door is not the best form of egress. Window?
There is a window out back. And as you are contemplating this, you hear a sudden banging at the door, and a couple muffled voices saying, "We know you's in there, Calhoun. Open up. Open up. This is the right door, right? Yeah, it's the right door. Open it, alright? Just bust it down. What, they's gonna charge me if I bust it. Fucking bust it down."
We already busted this door down. He's not in here. Check the next door.
They said that they's already busted it and they checked it. Who said it? Who said it?
Housekeeping.
It's the housekeeping. Oh, wait, a place like this has housekeeping? I don't know, maybe they paid extra for. Okay, we's gonna try the next room. Sorry to bother you. You see, Kieran looks at you, big smile on his face. Well done, Cal.
Well, thank you, but let's keep the congratulations to a minimum. We've got, I would guess, 5 minutes tops.
Right, so, window it is. You first.
Very well. And Kalu just hops out the window.
Cool. You're 1 story up. You fall face first into the dirty alleyway below. Roll 1d6 fall damage for me.
All right. Let's see. It doesn't really want to click on any of the dice rollers over there. Let's try it over here. Oops.
Okay. You hit the ground with a large thud and the air gets blown out of your lungs.
Come on, Kieran, let's move.
Shortly after, Kieran is leaping out the window and falls on top of you, blasting out your air once more. Oh, that was... I saw you jumping. I just thought, hey, why not?
Well, the good news is I've broken your fall.
Very good. You smell like piss. Oh, I recognize this alley.
I smell like piss because I was wearing your pants.
That checks out. Both things track. All right. Kieran kind of pops himself up and looks around, and as you stand up and look, you see that a kind of gnarly looking half orc and a goblin turn the corner, and are like blocking one of the alleyways.
Okay, so there is, or at least we believe there to be an escape in the opposite direction.
Yeah, you could run in the opposite direction. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you tear off running.
Yeah.
Okay. You tear off running the opposite direction, and you hear shouts of, "Hey, in that Calhoun? Yeah, get him!" And you and Karen are just like racing through the alleyways now. You turn left, you tear right, then left again. And as you were making your next right, you suddenly pass by a very attractive female dragonborn setting out some laundry.
Kieran, I'll meet you at the Cedar Shingle. Disguise self in the form of a humanoid, and I will do my best to catch my breath and casually walk over to this attractive dragonborn.
Okay. She's just setting out her laundry. What are you doing?
Excuse me, I couldn't
Hello.
help. I'm terribly sorry. I couldn't help but notice that you're setting out your laundry here, and I must say, those sheets are quite lovely. Would you mind if I asked where you got them?
The sheet store? Just the shop around the corner, you know? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
really?
Who are you? You hear Kieran yelling down the hallway. Carl, come on! We don't have. Oh shit! There they are. And the half orc and the goblin come racing up the hallway, chasing after Kieran.
Well, the truth of the matter is, ma'am, that those two fine gentlemen who just, if you'll pardon my draconic tore ass past me, they are actually looking for me and my friend, and they plan on inflicting, or potentially inflicting, some rather serious bodily harm. And so I have taken this opportunity to put on a visage which they would not recognize and look like just another average individual out on the street. I saw you performing, daily tasks such as hanging up your laundry, and thought, well, this would be a wonderful opportunity for me to stay safe, and this very kind individual to ensure the safety of another citizen of Bastion from the foul thugs that roam the street. And so I do appreciate you allowing me to stand here and just converse until such time as they're on their way. As you can see, they've taken chase of my friend, who I'm sure will elude them, and so this shouldn't take very long at all, I assure you. Other than standing here, I have no intent to involve you any further.
Can you make a persuasion check with disadvantage?
Certainly. I don't know where the toggle is, so I'll just roll it twice.
Sure, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, shit. Crikey. Okay. I like that you picked a dice set that says big oof. That's pretty incredible. I didn't know that existed. Okay. She looks at you and she looks at you and slaps you across the face and says, "What, so you're just going to use me? Like some kind of common harlot? Get out of here." And she starts like making a ruckus and a lot of noise where you are, drawing a lot of attention.
I will minor illusion not an actual giant rat, but a very large rat. Just in the doorway of her house. And I will also start screaming, trying to drown out her screams. Yeah, there it is. I see it right there. Oh my goodness, it's the biggest rat I've ever seen. I'll go get someone. And I'll start hightailing it in the opposite direction the goons were running.
Okay, very good. You hightail it in the opposite direction. You turn the corner and slam into a very large, bulbous-looking, like full orc. Slamming into him, he looks down at you and you see looks over to a half elf next to him and say, "Is this the one?" "Yeah, that's him. Grab him." And the ogre puts his hands right on you.
All right. I'll drop the disguise.
Okay. Okay. Um, um, the half elf. So the elf kind of pulls these little spectacles off and says, "Yeah, I knew it was you, Cal. You can't hide from us. You owe Bergrin a lot of fucking money, and he's gonna get it from you one way or another.
Oh,
Come on,
well,
we got your friend over here."
okay, take it easy. My sincerest apologies. I didn't know it was you. I thought it was perhaps the brother or sister of a past paramour looking to have a conversation, which I don't feel like having. Had I known it was you, I wouldn't have run. I'm well aware of the money that I owe Bergren, and just as soon as the family coffers are loosened up, he'll get paid, as he always does.
Yeah,
Why would
I'm sure. They grab you and pull you off.
Yeah.
You are led to you and Kieran meet up, and you're led to an alley. You're both being held at the moment, and they're discussing basically like what to do with the two of you, and they're discussing what to do with the two of you. Yeah, okay. So the half orc that's got Kieran is holding on to him, and he's looking at you, Cal, and he says, "Thought you could give us the slip. Bergen wants his money. He don't care who your parents is. He's gonna squeeze you dry like a lemon." Kieran looks at you, kind of a wild-eyed look, and says, "You know what I always hated about you, Cal? Your love of lemons." Headbutts you, and his eyes are imploring you to recognize the ruse.
Well, I never, in all my years, to insult my family pride and our family lemon trees. How dare you? And I will take a roundhouse swing at his jaw.
Hell yeah. He shifts quickly to the side. You smack into the half orc, knocking him back. And Kieran grabs hold of you and like jumps you into the wall nearby. And the two of you pass through this wall as Kieran has opened some kind of gateway in it. And there's a moment where you are in free fall, and then the two of you land in a cart filled with hay, and you can smell some nearby horses, and you seem to be on the outskirts of the like right at the edge of the city wall on the outside of it.
Oh, goodness, Kieran. Well done, but I don't know quite. Did I shit myself?
I'm not sure. Let me check. He checks his own self to see if he's done it. No, I'm clean. Must be you. All right. Well, today could have gone better.
Yes, it certainly could have, but it also could have gone much worse.
Well, I, for one, have definitely had enough ruckus. I think I'm going to go home for a little while, but you, Cal, you should skip town for a while. Lay low.
I think that's a wise decision to listen till the family money situation is worked out, and then all will be well. Have fun at home. Tell everyone I said hi, and please, when you're back in town, come see me.
Rightly so. You see, he kind of like looks around, trying to figure out where he needs to walk, and then just starts walking around a corner. And when you check, he's just not there anymore. And as you turn around, you see a caravan getting loaded up, ready to leave, with a strange name to it called the Bronze Voyage. And you see a small gnomish fellow with spectacles and a wide-brimmed straw hat standing nearby it.
Well, hello. So I pull myself out of the hay. What a wonderful hat. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Kalawunax Cleftintialar of the Bastion Cleftintialars. Who might you be?
And our scene there fades as your memory goes into dreams entirely. Um, excellent. Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of twists and turns in there. Cool. Rainier, as you are finishing up your you're finishing up your watch, and you've just been relieved, and you go to sit down by your camp, where your bed, where you are making rest. You're getting yourself ready for the evening, and as you're sitting there looking out upon the caravan and the wilds nearby, your mind just drifts a bit, and in these quiet, still moments, there's a couple sets of memories that always seem to fall into your mind. And we see Raynor, whose face, it sounds like Rainier has like some scarring on his face. Is that a correct assessment, Max?
Yeah, yeah. Mostly he's just aged, but like there is yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Not in an
Um,
edgy way, just
not in an edgy way, just like, yeah, I've seen some stuff, you know.
So
yeah,
edgy.
Yeah. Cool. So we kind of have a zoom in on Rainier's face as he's sitting there by the caravan, and those small scars he has turn into freshly cut wounds, and there is a bandage on his head that still has a bit of blood seeping through some of the fabric. And you are in we see a makeshift kind of tent filled with wounded soldiers. Not all are wounded. Some are in kind of hastily put together cots. Others are kind of milling about. Uh, um, and one soldier comes kind of quickly into this tent and begins kind of speaking excitedly. He says, "Hey, I managed to grab a couple bottles of mead from those acolytes of Lathander. Pretty good guys, you know. Once you get talking to them, you know, I let them know, some of us boys because you use a little fire in our bellies, and well, they were appreciative of everything we did today to help. So here, drink up." He begins pouring out the bottle into cups nearby. Others are just sharing sips from it. And he pours 2 cups and then sits down on a cot near you and offers you one of the cups if you wish.
Oh, thank God. It has been far too long. I feel it is dry as hell in this miserable place and not in the way I wish it were dry.
Yeah, tell me about it. And he clinks glasses with you before sipping the mead. He's a young soldier, brown hair. He's a little beat up. Has one of his arms is kind of slinged up a bit, and he looks at you and says, "So, how you holding up?"
I could be better. The sight seems to be coming back into my right eye, and he like winks his right eye a few times, but then smiles.
That does not look good.
No, it doesn't feel good actually. And he puts the glass like on his temple.
Yeah, You know, you're lucky to be alive.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, no.
really, all of us are pretty lucky to be alive when you think about it. Hey, did you hear that? The other squad that was here actually went into that crypt.
What the hell?
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, some kind of necromancer. You believe that shit?
God, I assumed the worst with the fucking Knights of the Dawn Lord and shit, but like that's worse than I was getting paid for.
Yeah, that's like that's like a whole nother layer of hell.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't pull that duty.
fuck. That's a lot of faces we're not gonna be seeing back.
Yeah. Apparently, some kind of bigwig showed up. Hey, look, I just wanted to say what you did out there was it was incredible.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know what came over me. Just divinely inspired, I guess.
I mean, I, me and the boys all agree, that if it wasn't for you, I don't think a lot of us would really be here. So, uh, I just wanted to say, and there's a loud footfall of armored footsteps approaching, and the tent flaps swing open, and some soldiers begin to make their way in, taking up position within the tent itself. And a lot of the militia members that are nearby kind of scooch out of the way a bit. Um, one soldier steps in and calls for everyone's attention, and anyone that can stand at attention does. Uh,
I
the
do.
the soldier next to you does as well. Um, and in walks in the commander of the Bastion Militia, the high captain of the city guard, and member of the Council of Bastion. This is Thalie Greybelt, the lawmaster himself. Thalie is a dwarven man, fairly old in his years. He keeps a bald head and he has these sharp, piercing, blackened eyes, kind of rough, pockmarked, tan skin, about 4.5 feet tall, with a bit of a round build, but not fat, but thick. His face is a little angular, but he has this gigantic braided mustache that comes down off his face. And then a bit of not a full beard, but more of like a goatee kind of beard that also kind of matches that. So it's like a kind of a tri spear coming down, and each have these like kind of metal clasps holding the hair together. And he is splattered with dark ichor and blood just across the armor and the face, and does not appear to be bothered or phased by this. He steps into the center of the tent, and his aura not just commands respect, but demands it from those here. He looks around the tent and addresses the soldiers. You lot have had a brutal battle with the forces of evil today, but you stood your ground, and you fought with bravery. Though we have lost many fine soldiers, they died so that Bastion may remain safe. And when we protect Bastion, we protect Adari. Our losses today could have been worse. I'm told that one of you here single handedly took down a hulking aberration. Step forward.
There is a heavy pause before Rainier takes one step forward and carefully looks up.
Thalie Greybelt, lawmaster, commander of the Bashan militia, approaches you. And although he is shorter than you by a lot, there is a gravity to his presence. What's your name, son?
Catterfeld, sir.
First name?
Rainier.
What was going through your mind when you saw that thing rushing at you?
That I had to go down, sir.
He turns to address the room, but gestures a hand towards you. This soldier here represents the very virtues we should all strive to embody: strength, duty. And he turns to meet your gaze. Honor. I expect great things from you, Kettleworth. The warrior of Wellsworth. He grabs one of the cups nearby, sniffs it a bit, downs it, and raises the glass. To Rainier. And cheers and jubilation begin to fill this tent, calling out your name, calling out the warrior of Wellsworth. And these cheers begin to fade a bit in the background as our view pans closer and closer to just Rainier's face. What kind of expression does Rainier have in this moment?
A bit of a sourness that is masked by the bandages um and a steeled grimace um in what he hopes plays as humility.
And as our view tightens in on just that face, Rainier's face, the wounds fade to the light scars that they are, the bandages fade to just your hair. It is morning, and you are gathering your things to make ready for the day ahead. Everyone rests, and a new day of travel is upon us. You see Rael, the wizard's apprentice, has woken up seemingly a little earlier than most, and has gathered all his things and is preparing his horse to leave as he has pressing business. He turns to those of you that he met last night, and as you were all gathering your things and breaking down, you know, the caravan, the caravan's almost all packed up, ready to go. He says, "Well, it was very nice meeting you all. Um, I don't know that we would all ever see each other again, but if we do, um, I hope we were well met and safe travels." He kind of gives you all a nod, and then his horse gallops up off the road until the sound of it fades into the distance. um, as everyone makes ready for the day ahead, um, uh, Laylis, when you're listening to Rael speak, last night you caught some of it, but this morning it solidified in your mind. His accent, something about it, is just very familiar, and it reminds you of being home. And you begin to, as you gather your things and the caravan starts moving on the road once more, you begin to fall into a memory of your time when you were last home, and not your barracks home in Finland Nora, your home where your mother and father live in the tall woods, the tall trees out just outside the city. Um, Here we see large redwoods growing tall, scraping across the sky itself. And as we soar through these trees, we come upon a relatively simple looking home that is carved of tree and wood and branch and earth, seemingly designed to almost be a part of this place, like it always belonged here. And in front, we see Laylis, who is in the middle of chopping some firewood and stacking it, making stacks of it in the house nearby. And you see your father coming back, and he has slung over his shoulders a freshly hunted deer. And he hangs the deer up on a preparation rack and looks to you and kind of nods like, "You see this?"
I see that you caught yourself a. I see that you've caught us a deer for dinner.
Indeed. Maliki has blessed us this day. Um, he does some prep work to it as you are chopping wood. And when he finishes, he wipes his hands a bit and washes his face in a nearby water basin and turns to you and says, "Yeah, put that down. I'd like you to go for a walk with me among our friends."
Very well. I set it down, get cleaned up a little bit, wash my hands off.
You and your father go for a walk among the very trees themselves. And you travel for about 45 minutes or so until you enter a particular section of the forest. And he points over at smaller saplings, smaller by comparison to the other sides of the trees, but this is still, a good 20, 30 feet tall. And he says, "That one right there, that's the first tree you climbed. Do you remember that?"
I would like to say I do, Father, but I the memory escapes me.
You were young, but I was so amazed to see how quickly you made your way up the branches. I knew even then, with the right training, you would be something special. And here, look, just past that clearing, it's the first hunt you ever made. The first time you learned of Melora's cycle. The never-ending circle of life, death, and rebirth. Each a necessary component to sustain the forest.
Hmm.
The spirits of these woods have watched over our family for generations. They've kept us safe and provided us good fortune.
But what's beyond the forest, Father? Have we ever made it past the forest?
The world outside is different.
Have you ever been out of the forest, Father?
I have. Look, it's the reason I wanted to speak with you today. Your mother and I have been talking, and we know you want to enter the service. And it's a fine thing to do. To serve your people is an honor. But when your service is over, I want you to walk the many trees and forests of Adari. I want you to learn their names, as you know these. But there's something you must remember. The world outside is filled with both predator and prey. And you must be wary of who is who. Do you understand?
I do. I do. But I've never experienced anything that the rest of our people have. Maybe people have changed over the times. Maybe there's not as many predators as there used to be.
There will always be those that wish to keep Finlanora down. It's written all over our past. This place, it provides to us, it provides to our people, but well, maybe a lesson for another time. I have something for you.
You do, Father.
You see, he reaches into a kind of long satchel he's been carrying, and he pulls out something wrapped and hands it to you with two hands. I've It's something I've wanted to give to you for quite a while. Go on, open it.
I proceed to unwrap it carefully so I don't drop it.
Cool. You pull off the kind of light linen that's been wrapped in, and it is a sword in a scabbard. The leather work is amazing. Although it is clearly old, it's been well taken care of, and you recognize this sword. It has been sitting above the hearth in your house since you were, well, since you can remember.
Father, are
That
you giving
belonged,
me?
yes. What's a soldier without a weapon? Now, I know that you're skilled with a bow, but sometimes the enemy is close. Sometimes the beast creeps up, and you have to be prepared for anything.
But you don't have to give me this sword, Father. We can keep this one.
No. This was your grandfather's sword, passed down to him by his father and his father before him, and now I pass it to you.
I understand. I understand. I will take this sword. I promise to keep the sword in great condition and to take very good care of it.
As you should. It has been in our family for generations. You will know its name and come to understand it. for it is Thorn.
Thorn.
He sets a hand on your shoulder and looks you in the eye. You have grown into a fine young elf, Laylis. And your mother and I are so very, very proud of you. Now come on. You still have logs to chop.
Understood, Father. I'll get it all taken care of before it's time for dinner.
And we transition back to you walking in the caravan. A familiar sword and scabbard at your side or on your back, whichever you prefer to wear it.
Keep it on the side.
And as that memory fades, it clicks in your mind. Rael's accent is Finlanoran. He must have either spent a lot of time there or have been from there.
I ask him,
Oh,
Rael.
he's not here.
Oh,
He has
okay.
left. He has left.
Ah, never mind.
Okay, as everyone is traveling, is there anything anybody would like to do?
My job.
My job. My job. Heck yeah. Cool. Yeah, you keep an eye out for dangers on the road. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Ooh, can I argue survival? It's okay if the answer's no.
You absolutely can, whichever is better for you.
Yeah, I am trained in survival. But that's a 3.
It's level 3. Cool. Looking around, you kind of like, get a sense for like the sense in the air a bit. The weather today is better than it was for sure. Um, it does not look like doesn't look like rain today. um, as best as you can tell, like things look cool around here. You know,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah, nothing dangerous at
Guard
all.
is down after tired walking yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. You all continue traveling along. Um, uh, Several uneventful hours go by. Occasionally, Erin plays her lute a little bit. She sings a silly song about the color of the sky and the color of the grass, and it's not very good, but she's got a lot of heart. You know, she's got a lot of heart. Um,
Wait, so her singing is bad?
Yeah, she's not a good performer. Yeah, she is not. But she's, she excitedly plays. She just, her enthusiasm manages to bring laughter and spirits, even though it's a little, she could use some lessons. Excellent. Several hours go past. There's a small break for lunch. Usually, what that means is like some people hop up on one of the carts and kind of eat, and others keep walking. Like keeping momentum is important in the caravan. Is kind of the way it is. They kind of only stop when like necessary. Excellent. As the day moves on towards mid-afternoon, you hear shouting from the lead caravan, and the caravan actually does begin to slow and come down to a halt. You see Marjorie, who's been in the back today, kind of stands up and is like trying to peer and see like what's going on. And she you can see that Andre and Hubert are kind of like talking with one another with some of the other people in the caravan. And Marjorie looks to you, Rainier, and says, Rainier, come with me for a moment.
Nod and do.
And the two of you head upwards to kind of see what the fuss is about. And Andre and Hubert are discussing something. They see you and Aaron approach, and they say, "Oh, thank goodness! Look, there's something in the road up above. I not sure what it is. I managed to catch it before we got too close, but I'm just worried about like some kind of ambush or something. I can't make out exactly what's in the road, but staying here seems like a very bad idea."
Agreed. Could either try to scare whatever it is out and tell him to fuck off, or could try to sneak up a little ways and see if there's anything to see. Now, I'm better at the first one than I am at the second one, but I'm willing to give either a shot.
Aaron considers for a moment and says, "Well, whichever you think is best."
Alright, I'll try the second one.
Okay, and
And
you can see in
my
the
arm.
road. Go on.
Sorry, my arm goes over my shoulder to retrieve by its buttstock strapped over me a heavy crossbow, broad and dark wooded, carved, clearly a very expensive piece of equipment, but also have looks like it may have been used as a blunt instrument and has spent many days out in the wilds and in the mud.
Excellent. Cool. I'll describe what you see. Right. So, roughly about like 200 to 300 feet ahead on the road like it starts to like curve a little bit, and right around that curve, there is something in the road itself, some kind of uh, large mass of something. It's like brownish gray in coloration, but from this distance, it's hard to make out any details other than like something is blocking the path. And in this place, there is like there's some tall grasses leading up to the edging of the road. There isn't like mowing service. You know what I mean? So some places there's just overgrown. So there's some tall grass nearing the edging of the road, and then here the actual like trees are fairly close together in this section of the old road. So how would you like to? How do you approach? What do you do?
Um, I think I will attempt to move by the trees,
Okay,
and get closer to get a good eye on what this blob might be.
cool. Are you intentionally trying to be stealthy, or are you moving quick?
I will move with stealth.
Okay, cool. Roll a stealth check for me then.
Oy.
13. Okay, very good. You kind of dart from tree to tree, getting ever closer. How close do you want to get?
I think I'll. You said it was about 300 feet, right?
Yeah, yeah. Between 200 and 300. Kind of hard to tell at your distance. Exactly how far it is.
I think I'm gonna go about a little over halfway, so it's not too far away from anyone else if I need backup, and also not too close.
Yeah, cool, cool. As you're making your way, everyone else in the caravan, everything is stopped, which is that either means a horse is like through a leg, a wheel is broken, or like it's bad. The caravan stopping is bad, right? What are the rest of you doing?
I would definitely be keeping an eye out, knowing that a stop caravan is a vulnerable caravan.
Okay, cool. Anybody else doing anything specific?
Leave it to the professionals.
Yeah, okay, that's a no from me. Okay, cool. Rainier, you get closer, and from this distance, it looks like a horse.
It looks like a horse.
Looks like a horse.
Okay, I'm gonna close a little bit more distance.
Cool. How much closer? Let's say you're 150.
Then 75.
Okay, cool. You get within 75. Again, moving carefully. You know, a few branches, crack under the feet. You pause. Nothing moves. You get a little closer. Definitely a horse. Definitely a dead horse. You can see signs of blood kind of around the horse, the horse corpse, the horse,
A horse corpse, of course.
the horse corpse, of course. You can see like it looks like there's some other things, maybe under the horse or right behind it.
All right. Don't be stupid. And I pull the drawstring for my crossbow.
Okay. There's several tense moments as you wait. And some sweat begins to bead up, kind of pour into your eye, and you blink it away, not wanting to lose sight on what's happening. And there's no response, and there's no movement.
Count to 3. 1, 2. Then I fire.
Hell yeah. What are you firing at in particular?
I think I'm very deliberately firing over.
Okay. With a heavy thunk, the bolt flies over. You can hear there's a whistle in the air as it's the only ammo being moved at that point. It shoots over, and you can barely hear a faint as it lands into some of the dirt behind. No movement, no reaction.
Okay, I'll haul up the crossbow to the sky, and then nose up, and then approach.
Okay. You approach. Obviously a horse, and you see what is an odd kind of sight. There are the bodies of 2 goblins crushed underneath of this horse. Quick survey of events, probably fell on them. Best guess. There's arrows in the horse's side. There are some slash marks along it. A pretty significant amount of blood. But there's also blood leading off the path, like leading off the road. And you can see it just like smeared on some of the tall grasses leading deeper into the forest itself. You are. Let me actually look at. Yeah, you are an intelligent person.
I am.
Yeah, you're an intelligent person and a good. This is your job is to kind of notice things a lot of the time, right? This horse is familiar to you. This is Rael's horse.
Holy shit. I get up. I do not move stealthily. I move very quickly back and whistle very sharply. I need someone's attention now.
You see Aaron, Hubert, and Andre kind of like they wave in the air, like acknowledging, like okay, seems safe. And they look.
hand across the throat, shake my head. No.
As the three of them started to walk, they stop, look at each other, talk amongst themselves. They turn and Aaron Sharp's Aaron Sharp, Aaron Sharp. She's so scared. She's so scared. Poor little thing. She turns to the caravan and she says, "I need able-bodied people. Rainier has found something. It seems like it is dangerous or safe. I'm not sure what, but I need people with some kind of skill, either with weaponry or something."
Well, it was only a matter of time. And he'll pull out his short sword.
My God, somebody hurt. Hold on, look at my stuff.
Oh.
You need anything looked at?
I don't know. I need capable bodies. Okay.
I mean, I guess
If you're not sure, you shouldn't go.
I will.
Volunteer to go with Dominique.
I mean, I'll go.
Then be sure.
Kalu, you going? I don't know if you're able-bodied.
Oh, well. Most certainly. At the very least, I'm curious as to what's going on.
If somebody needs talked at, you're definitely the expert.
How much... what percentage of the people have answered this call?
You look around and like there's another guard here, and everyone else, they're like commoners. They're just people traveling, right?
Okay, so most of the people are just hanging around the carts and not making their way to the front of this caravan.
Yeah, I mean they're like in the front because like shit's like, are you kidding me? Shit's going down, right?
Okay.
You think you think they're gonna like miss it?
Okay,
so
long story short, instead of beating around the bush, if there's an opportunity, right? Kalu's looking for like empty carts that just, he's not looking for anything necessarily super valuable, although that would be great. But if the opportunity to try and pilfer something as he's walking up to the front presents itself,
this is 100%.
Yes,
this is 100% an opportunity to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
The three owners of the carts are standing at the front. There are two carts that are fairly unwatched.
And literally, it's not anything in particular, right? It's literally just a crime of opportunity. So, so whatever is the most opportune time, that is when Kalu's going to make an attempt to take something.
Do you reach for? You have two carts you could choose from. There's the one in the back, one in the middle.
I will, after being asked by Merv, I'll sort of linger in the back and act like I'm trying to get something out of the cart that might be necessary for whatever's going on in the front. Like Kalu would have any fucking idea what that would be, but that's the routine that he's going to pull as he tries to take something off of the cart in the back.
Definitely loitering next to you.
Okay. But to click back cart, middle cart, which one?
Back cart.
Back cart. Okay. And Merv is loitering near you. So what are you doing about? Are you trying to hide it from him, or are you just taking?
Merv, I'll be up in a second. I just need to get. Please don't wait for me. I'm not a child.
I mean, okay, I guess I'll take your word for it. I'll go like 15 feet up there, and
that's all I need.
Yeah. Murph just shrugs, goes walking up.
Okay, I forgot. Did you say back cart or middle cart?
Back cart. Back cart.
Back cart. Okay, back cart. Cool. And you reach in real quick, grab a hold of something, a little like satchel, kind of fits in the palm of your hand, some kind of bag.
Great. I'll just shove it in a pocket or a bag that I've got, and I'll look at it later. I'm not even worried about looking at it right now.
Cool. Okay. Very good. Okay. You make your way there, and the five of you and Aaron, Hubert, and Andre all make their way up to where Rainier is, and Hubert speaks up and says, "Well, what do you have?"
There's a, in the business we call it a horps. Uh,
Of course, of course.
uh, uh, no, there's a dead horse, and some goblin bodies pinned under it. Nothing looks alive, although, um, uh, uh, that kid who left this morning, that's definitely his mount. I think maybe something dragged him because he ain't nowhere to be seen. But there's something off in the woods somewhere. Now, I'm not a particularly skilled tracker. I'm all right, but I'm not very good. If we know someone who is better at it, they're better suited to it than I. If something happened to him, I mean, I feel like we should try to find out. Although I don't see any immediate danger, just something real suspicious and weird.
I've had some training in tracking. I can help.
Me as well.
Can I do an investigation check on the actual scene?
Yeah, you sure
Like,
can. You
just
can roll.
push my glasses up, start walking around it in a circle.
God, I love this anime sheen on the glasses.
Yeah.
As you- as
It's
you-
just 30 though.
It's just filth.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and
well, it's a
as
9.
they're cool as they're talking, and like determine like who knows about that. You're already in it.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. Yeah. It's a it's definitely a horps. They got that one right. Um, uh, there's squished goblins underneath of it. Horse probably died from the wounds that you see. You because there was discussion on it, and you are looking, even though you rolled low. You specifically mark that you don't see the satchel that some people were so interested in.
Well, Satchel's missing.
Don't know what that means.
It's
Yeah.
a special one. What had a whatever it was.
I mean, he kept it on him, so it stands to reason that if he's gone, so is the satchel.
I mean, fair enough.
So who is doing who's like it sounded like people were gonna like do some survival stuff, tracking stuff, right?
And I would love to help offer assistance.
I have the
But I'll
same
let someone do it
modifier
for
as you. I mean, I'll roll. I just have the same
Okay,
modifier.
I've already done a lot of rolling, so I won't letting other people do shit.
Anybody who wishes to roll for survival, you can roll to like do like tracking here. You can roll survival. I would allow perception. And if Rainier is helping and assisting people, like anybody who wants to roll can just roll with advantage.
I'll roll survival. Fingers crossed. Oh!
And Sean, how do we spell this? Our victim's name.
Oh, yeah, I will tell you.
Good first roll.
Great first
Yeah.
roll.
Oh, I
rolled
did get
3.
it right. That's wild.
Hail, yes. Okay, excellent.
You said
Um,
we're rolling survival if we
You
want.
can roll survival or perception, and on your sheet you would click on those skills, and it will then prompt you.
I'm gonna roll perception.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, join me in the.
You actually can roll once more. You'll have advantage on the roll, which means you get to roll twice and take the best.
Okay, and then I choose.
Well.
We'll take an 8. All right.
Love it.
Excellent. You begin to Dominic and Lelis begin to kind of fan out, and there's the blood stains, right, like in the grasses leading into the forest, and You take about 20 steps into the forest, and you begin to see there are blood trails there. And Dominic, you can kind of see the movement of it through the forest. Um, you can easily determine the path that whoever is bleeding it is going. And on your nat 2024, you can make out that there are at least um, actually with your nat 20, there are five sets of footprints, one of which is bigger than the others, and then another set that is seeming to be like something is being dragged, right? And whatever's being dragged is kind of leaving that blood trail. On your nat 2024, you also hear in the distance a very faint of a horn.
Oh, great. So unlikely scenario, Rael found in some friends and they're carrying somebody else's body, but more likely than not, Rael has been taken by a group of 5. One's bigger, but I don't want to assume that means he's the leader. And I have a feeling reinforcements are coming. Good news, he's still bleeding. Well, if
I
it
mean,
isn't.
dead things do bleed.
I mean, are we gonna chase him or are we gonna?
Depends how bad
Really
you want to
should.
know what's in that bag.
Oh, understood.
Might be
I will say a quick word. Yes, to our former friend Rael, who died as he lived, riding a horse off in that direction. Okay then. Shall we move this horse and be on with it?
That was really nice. It was a good attempt, but
Well, he was a delightful fellow and helped us set up camp. We couldn't just move on without saying a word.
right. Okay, so back to the question. We gonna follow him into the woods, or we're gonna like? You
What?
said you heard. I don't know. I kind of want to see what's in the satchel.
Oh my
Oh.
god. I'm gonna start walking like in the direction of the tracks.
Dominic, not thinking the joke would go over well, very surprised, and will follow.
Okay, Callie, you
Uh,
follow them. I'm gonna go
yeah.
about 5 feet off in the shrub over there and stay low.
Just go
I'm, I'm just gonna follow along with everybody.
So good. Excellent. Excellent. Is anyone not going?
I'm going, but I am going to try to like stealth off, like
Yeah.
10 feet off,
Yeah.
like crawling through the
Oh shoot!
shrubs.
Yeah,
Anyone who
I
wants to
still
stealth can
want
roll
stealth.
stealth checks. Yeah, if you guys are trying to, do some sneaky covert action, go feel free to.
God damn
It's-
it! Clink,
That's not
clink,
supposed to
clink,
be.
clink, clink.
Oh,
It
you
has
Not
been
even-
so long since I played a Dex character. Oh my god.
Not even gonna try.
Clink, clink, clink.
I mean, I'm a rogue, and we made the same stealth check.
Callie will do that thing where he initially hangs back like he's not going to go, and then he looks around and realizes like all the muscles going, right? And so then sort of high steps it to meet up with him.
Amazing, excellent. Excellent. You all follow the path. Dominic, you know precisely where to lead them. It continues for like about 150 feet off into the forest, and like the path isn't straight, it like meanders and shit as they're like walking around trees and bushes and stuff like that. Every now and then you see like hack marks on some of the tree bark and shit like that, like like really rough looking weapons. And you approach the beginnings of like a small clearing before there's more forest beyond. And you can see some small figures, with a taller one near a nearby felled tree, a fallen tree, and they seem to be all loudly talking in Goblin. Um, and before we reveal what everybody sees and finds out, let's take a little break. We'll do just a 10-minute break, so we'll be back here at 12:25.
Sick.
Okay. We come back. You all have been moving your way through the forest, tracking the blood trail that Dominic has pieced together that is likely from Rael. And there are many footsteps. You have approached the edge of a clearing where you can see four small figures and a taller humanoid figure next to a downed tree, and there is forest kind of beyond that. Um, you are all close enough to notice that the small ones are goblins, but the taller one is not a goblin. He is much taller, more like a humanoid. Skin like a rusty kind of red color. He also appears to be better armed and armored than the goblins. And the goblins and this thing are all speaking goblin. Does anyone know goblin?
Nope.
Nope.
Not I.
Nope.
Sick. You all
Oh my
hear
god.
Son of a
you all
bitch.
hear goblin, but no one understands it.
Oh.
It's probably something threatening.
Cool. Your approach. Let's double. Hold on. Let me scroll up to where the real stealth numbers
Clink,
are.
Ah, let's just
clink,
reroll.
clink,
Let's
We have
clink,
new dice now.
scroll up here.
clink, 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 clink.
Um. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna bring us on to. I'm gonna bring us to our map here.
Yay, first map.
Oh.
First map.
I was
Everyone
wondering
is
how this was
here.
gonna work.
This is what you all see. You have approached from the south corner here without going too far up, right? Let's say, like don't approach past here. You can position yourselves as you see fit now that you can actually like see the map and where you think your character would be.
Does that count as going past that?
Nope, that's right up onto the line of it.
Okay.
But you can clearly see like this is a break in the trees, right? You are breaking the tree line, coming out like this, but still stealthing. Keep in mind, um, uh, some of you are using like the area of effect drawing tools, which is what that thing is. If you're in the area effect drawing tool, you can then click on it and delete it.
Oh.
It'll show up as like a little explosion symbol in the center, which I'm just going to do. And then you click back to your person. And you can see if you grab your token and like test movement, it shows you green for move, yellow for dash, red for past your distance. Now it will let you go in the red. It doesn't stop you, but that's like you can measure and see what your movements are, right?
That's pretty neat.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all built in pretty handy.
Okay. Because, like, that's throwing me off a little bit. My eyesight is 60, but I don't know why it's letting me move 60.
I mean, it will let you move as far as you want to move, right?
Mm.
Like the thing just keeps going, I mean, your movement is you have 30 base movement, right? And then you have you can take an action to dash for another 30, right? That's 60. And then past that, you don't have a way to move faster, right?
Oh, okay.
So you would be out
Not
of
yet.
movement and doing, not yet. There are ways to get fast in the game, and being fast is fun.
Okay.
Cool. Excellent. You all approach the figures here who are kind of speaking excitedly to each other. And although none of you understand them, what you can very much understand is that uh, you see Rael is clutching a stomach wound and he's uh, sitting up on the ground, his back against the tree, um, and the tall figure here has the satchel and is turning it upside down and dumping the contents, and just like papers fall out a little, like just some like papers fall out of it, and he kind of shakes it around a bit and then tosses it to the side, and you see a sword is like held to Rael as he begins shouting something in Goblin. Suddenly, one of the goblins towards the back turns and starts shouting in Goblin, pointing towards all of you. Unfortunately, not enough of you made your stealth checks.
Clink, clink,
Mm.
clink.
Shocker.
They begin shouting things in Goblin as they all turn, and they're brandishing like little, like curvy, nasty-looking scimitars and short bows and shields. And this taller figure here turns to face you, places the blade against Rael's neck, and says something in Goblin. And he waits a few moments to see if anybody responds.
Uh, I was confused. I'm gonna hold back.
As
To
no
curb that behavior for this character.
as no one immediately responds, he shouts in Common and says, "Drop your weapons, or I'll slit this one's throat."
I immediately drop my hammer.
That seems relatively reasonable.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, not against it.
Wasn't holding any weapons anyway.
All right. Dominic is definitely the last person to drop his weapon.
Okay, everybody disarms.
I'm trying to do that now.
Well, there's nothing you have to do on your
Oh.
sheet. Yeah. You just declare that you are the action you're taking is I'm disarming. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Okay. You drop your weapons, and he shouts a command in Goblin, and these goblins begin slowly creeping towards you. Swords are drawn, and he maintains the blade near Rael's throat. They come ever closer.
I'd like to say if any of them reach for my weapon, I'm gonna put my boot out.
To like put your boot on the weapon to prevent
So,
it from being lifted up, or to kick
y-
them.
I think on top of the weapon, and then
Um,
if they like continue on, then I will kick them.
right. Okay. Just so I am clear.
Just
Um,
punt to the goblin.
Yeah.
Excellent. They approach close, and the one by you, Dominic, by you, Ember, by you, Laylis, they each pick up whatever weapon it is that you had dropped on the ground. Laylis, did you drop your bow or your sword?
Bow.
Bow. Okay. And this goblin's on kind of double duty, needing to pick up. Cal, do you have a weapon? Are you well, are you brandishing? Okay. 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 Cool. um. You see. This goblin here. grabs the daggers, Dominic, and then like kind of sniffs the air a little bit. And Merv, you see his eyes kind of like shoot and lock onto you, like actually just noticing that that's where you are. And do you have any weapons you're brandishing?
No, I have theatrically dropped a sling onto the ground.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Like a hand just pops out of the bush and just drops the sling down, retracts back into the bush.
Amazing. Hell yeah. Okay. You hear Rael kind of mutter out in Elvish, and he says, "Don't, they'll kill you." And this goblin goes for your crossbow.
Yeah, punt him.
Okay. I guess it's an unarmed attack.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. You boot that
hit.
goblin. Yeah. You boot that goblin.
Fuck yeah.
With just my strength stat, that's just a 1 damage though.
Okay, okay. Let me actually let me I do need to double check. Are they wearing their armor? Because I'm like, wait a minute. He might not be wearing armor. Okay. That's still it still hits. It just turns
Not
out I
adding
need
your proficiency bonus to your unarmed.
Oh, that's right. So that 16 to hit.
Yeah, yeah.
with my boot.
You hit yeah, you hit no matter what. I just hold on a second, I need to put their clothes on real quick. Real quick.
Oh, this is awkward. Okay.
This is awkward a little bit.
Had I known they
Okay.
weren't wearing clothes, I would have told everyone that this is not what we thought it was.
If they weren't wearing clothes, why did we drop our weapons?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's the berserkers.
Hell yeah. And it's
Hostage
how much
situation,
damage
but
do you do on your boot?
I believe it's just 1 plus your strength mod, right, guys?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
2.
Uh, okay, hell yeah. You boot him. And crack him right in the face, breaking his nose. And in that moment, we do all need to roll initiative, which you can do by right-clicking your token, and there's a little like shield and swords, and that'll like put you into combat mode.
Oh,
Move my
that's my
token
health. I
into
was like, I
attack
didn't roll a
mode.
12.
Where
Oh,
What was I
is
looking at?
initiative?
where is initiative on Taich?
Initiative is next to the chat. There's a little
Oh, yeah.
fist.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then you'll see little dice you can then click by your name to roll your initiative.
Next to
roll.
the chat, there's a what?
So at the very top, right, of all the little icons you can pick at the top, the second one is a fist, and that is the combat tracker.
Wait,
And
why am I rolling initiative with disadvantage?
I don't know. Why are you rolling initiative with disadvantage?
I don't. It's doing that for everybody. No, some people are rolling with advantage. I should have an. I'm confused.
Who is Maputo? Oh, that's the
That
goblin.
seems like a bad guy.
Bark V. I love this name. This is
Yeah.
good.
Look, it auto generates.
Barv.
It auto generates the names. Okay, all right, don't talk to me. Morpudo is actually a better one. They get sometimes it's just symbols. Like one of these things is not English, you know.
I can
Fair.
double click. Get it. There we go.
Okay. Is anybody's initiative like not correct or anything?
I adjusted mine because I
Okay.
don't have disadvantage on initiative.
How
you
do-
can adjust yours.
Yeah, wait, what?
I just double clicked the number.
Oh.
And it should turn to if I'm clicking my character instead of Adam's character, it just turns
Mine-
into a text box. I put the number in.
Yeah.
Which number are we double clicking? The 12? No.
If you're in
Oh.
the combat page, the combat
Ah.
tracker, and double click your number.
You should be 20. Okay.
Where's combat tracker again?
It's
Um,
the
The
fist
fist
on the
in the
right
chat.
side between chat and
Got it, okay.
directory.
Okay. I think I did it right. Yes.
Okay, is everybody's initiative okay?
That's good.
Yeah.
Mine's
Okay.
not, but that's just because my die was shit.
Okay, we can also. Oh, that
Yeah.
Ooh,
is. I can't.
Fancy.
Well, it will
yeah.
go
But
eventually.
how
Okay.
can I move it?
It was.
I was like, I needed to move it for a moment. Okay. Um. Okay. Cool.
The sound playing 3 times is good comedic timing.
um. Okay. Look, if you like that sound, get ready for combat music. Okay. It looks like Dominic, you are up first.
Yeah, I guess we're fighting. So hopefully I still
Well,
have
you can do whatever you want to do, but someone's been booted, and these goblins are pissed.
fuck these goblins. Yeah, I will take out my longbow. I mean, my longbow, my short bow. I don't have a longbow. I wish I had a longbow. I have to select who I'm gonna hit, right?
Ideally, yeah, ideally, you can if you click on them and hit T, it'll like target the person. Yeah,
Go for that motherfucker.
cool.
Um,
Now you do roll at disadvantage because you got a guy all up in your face.
son of a bitch. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Actually, yeah. No, wait, hold on. I want to instead. I have daggers, and I'm going to pull out a dagger instead. I dropped a short sword, by the way. That was
Okay.
my thing. So I will pull out a dagger. I'll move right there. So now he is within 5 feet, and I can attack him not at disadvantage. And fingers crossed, guys.
Yeah. And the disadvantage was for the range, but your melee, you're not going to have disadvantage. And your allies within 5 feet, so you can apply sneak attack.
Bitch.
That hits.
Oh, god damn it! I fucking knew it.
This is a beefy goblin. Okay. He takes that stab. I guess he's holding Ember's hammer, and like tries to deflect it. You get past his armor, and he just is like,
No, that's it. That's all I got. I don't have any cunning actions right now.
okay, all right, cool. Yeah, he's injured. Okay. Cal, you're up. Okay. He fails. 6 damage. Okay. You see this goblin looking at you, Dom, and you see like his nose begin to bleed a bit, and like his head vibrates for a moment, and then he just like and falls over.
I'm gonna look at my dagger. Huh.
Shit's getting fucked. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Amber, the goblin that had your hammer is dead on the ground in front of you.
I will step over his body. Ember will just. I haven't picked up the hammer yet. Just sort of start banging a fist against the shield that she has, and a bluish light of flame will go up around Rail. I am casting Sanctuary on him. I should be at range 15
Nice.
from him now.
15 feet for him?
I'm sorry, 30 feet.
30 feet, yeah.
It is a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Yeah. That he has to make, or anybody that wants
Anyone
to hurt
who
him?
tries to attack him will have
I
to.
I understand. I
yeah.
understand. Okay, super good. I'm just gonna put a symbol because there isn't a that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I
Mhm.
will pick up my hammer, because Sanctuary is just a bonus action. And I think I will go ahead and complete my full barrel charge. That will be my 30 feet. I am going to go try to clobber this. I want to try to shove him, but I don't actually want to try to shove him. I am just going to try to clock him with this. It's actually a mace, but it's fluffed as a hammer.
Okay.
Because I'm a blacksmith. I gotta find it on my tiny sheet. Mace, right here.
That
is.
Yeah, that's
it's actually a 12, but that's,
okay,
probably still not going to cut it.
Hell yeah, yeah. That your hammer slams into like the stomach of this humanoid, and like you can feel its body shift a bit, but like you made no significant impact to it. That is a miss.
I think I got this. Poof. Maybe I don't got this.
Anything else?
No, that is it. That is all my movement, my action, and my bonus action.
Okay. This goblin next to you, Dom. He spins his little rusty scimitar around and tries to slash out at you. 11 to hit?
It does not.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Thank God, that's tetanus.
That's true.
I don't know. It's actually a 14 to hit because it's back to not proficient.
Oh, your mace. Yeah. Well, we can. Yeah, you can. Tell me the 14 still does not hit.
Okay.
But thank you for letting me know. Cool. He misses you, Dom, as you dodge out of the way, and you see this little guy actually very quickly and deftly ducks away from any slashes that you make on it, and he actually rushes all the way back around by the tree, avoiding any attacks of opportunity. Laelis, you have a goblin in front of you that is holding your bow.
Alright. Actually go into the inventory, right, to choose the weapon to attack with.
You can do that, or from the front page, right? You have longbow and thorn short sword there. Like you can just click on them from the front page of your sheet.
Okay. I'll take the short sword out. So that's not the one that I gave up. I'll unsheath it and try to upward slash straight at his chest
Cool.
to his face. Wait, I didn't. No, wrong button.
That's the roll. That's your short sword. Attack. That is you make contact. You slice upwards across this guy's chest, and he lets out a surprised gasp and falls back like he's holding your short bow. He falls backwards, and you reach out and take the short bow as he falls dead.
Wow. There goes that one.
Anything else? You can only make like one attack currently on your turn. You can move.
At least it's rolling right.
I'll just move up here with.
Okay.
How far can I move?
You can move to the green. Anything that's green is in your movement. So your movement is 30 feet.
Right there.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, you'll back up Ember. Excellent. Cool. Okay. This little goblin that got booted from Raynor. He slashes out. Oof. And a big miss though.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay. Were you gonna do anything?
I just have a reaction when something within 30 feet makes an attack, and I was gonna err on the side of caution, but I have to call it before you read a success or failure, I think. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it misses. That's it's.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. But good to know for the future. Cool. And you see it also dips away. It's actually going to dip away this way. Avoids attacks of opportunity. Rael from down here. he reaches a hand up against this humanoid, and there is sparks of electricity. Thank goodness the guy's wearing heavy armor, because that was a nat one. He still does not make contact enough to do damage. You see some lightning arc around his hand, and the humanoid has a shield, and he just kind of backhands Rael off of him. And Rael just kind of reholds his wound that begins leaking a little bit. Oh boy,
you shouldn't do that. There goes my sanctuary.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Let me see if he could even do the. Oh, because he attacked, it breaks the
Yeah, if he
sanctuary. Right?
attacks,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
breaks the
Yeah,
spell.
I was flavoring the thing. I forgot about your sanctuary. My apologies, but then, whew. All right. Hey, I knew what I was doing the whole time. Okay. This dude does exactly what he said he was gonna do. He breaks. You see the sword enter into Rael's like the side of his chest, and you see for a moment there's like the sword presses against like a barrier against Rael's skin, and then just forces its way through, and there's like a shimmer of energy that collapses around him. Yep, he can't do anything about that. He gets stabbed and cries out in pain, but is still breathing. Okay. This guy then repositions. Actually, you know what he does? He hops backwards on the other side of the tree branch. Again, blade kind of drawn close to Rael, and shouts once more, "I'll fucking kill him. I don't even care." Ember, you could take an op attack if you want.
I would like to. This should be set up correctly, but I still roll shit, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. He gets to the other side unscathed. Merv, you're up.
Yeah. I'm gonna shake. Like Callie, you see him take out this blue bottle. He shakes it. Uncorks the top of it, like in between his teeth. As a bonus action, pour some of the pebbles out into my hand, and then I'll fire one of the stones at Maputo.
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 Adding my +1. Why is it not doing?
Oh yeah.
That'll do.
Oh yeah. That
All of
gets
you see a like shining blue little like skipping stone come flying out over his head and just crack Maputo in the head.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just whack. He is dazed for a moment at that.
Kalu, you hear, holy shit, it worked. Fuck. That was cool.
Anything else from Merv?
No,
Okay. Hell
that's
yeah.
quite alright.
Okay, Rainier.
He puts his foot under the buttstock of the crossbow and kicks it up so he can catch it. Hauls it up to his shoulder, and I'm going to fire. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Now now won't you do it? There you go.
Wah, wah.
Lands. Oh, hey, you targeted him. Do you see? There's a little arrow that
I
shot
did.
out.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Because if you target and use an attack, not all the time, but sometimes it plays like a little thing.
I forgot to do that.
Well, it might not do it for the oil stone. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I know it does it for like weaponry and
Yeah, that's
some spells. Excellent. That arrow, that bolt launches at him, and it lodges itself in his shield.
Great.
Any? Oh, sorry. Anything
that's it
else?
for my turn.
from you? Okay. Do you want to do any other movements? Or are you good where you are?
I just moved up a little ways,
Okay.
but that's it.
Okay, very good. Top of the wait, nope, we're not. Yeah, we'll just do it at top of the order. Dominic, can you make a perception check for me?
Absolutely. Da-da-da. Perception. Ooh, 18.
Wow.
Oh, very good. Um, you're standing there, daggers ready, right? Like you've been like kicking ass so far, and you look out, and you see movement in the trees behind Mapudu. Mapudu.
Maputo.
Mapudo. You see movement in the trees beyond.
Mapadoo.
Might be time soon for a tactical retreat. I'm going to position myself behind this tree in a way that potentially gets some sort of beneficial coverage from this guy should he try to get squirrely.
Sure.
But since sneak attack is sneak attack, I'm gonna go for that guy. Oh, and now I'm pulling out the short bow.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Maybe. Boom. Oh, God.
Oh,
Hello.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is like he has the blade at Rael's throat, like just ready to end it, and he's shouting something in Goblin, and your arrow just goes right through one of his eyes, and there's a ha, and collapses behind the tree.
Huh.
Good shot.
He'll wink at
Wink
Rainier.
at the bush.
Rainier. Trying not to say Rainer. I'm sorry. I don't have. Yeah, that's it. That's my turn.
Okay, very good. Okay. Okay. That's your turn. Excellent. There is the sound of arrows launching from the trees. Ember, does a 19 hit you?
Yes, it will.
Okay, that's 3 piercing damage.
I knew I should have taken heavy armor master.
Oh.
I knew I should have taken that damn.
You should.
As you see a goblin step forward, bow in hand, launching arrows at you all. Okay. Cal.
Oops.
You see this new goblin on the. Oh, I moved him. He he is here. Yeah, in the trees beyond. Okay, intelligence save. What's your DC's 14? Okay. You see it begin shouting something in Goblin, and then in Common, it says, "Fuck off, asshole," and falls dead.
Wow.
Excellent. Okay, Amber, you are up.
I will take my shield arm and sling it around Rael's back. I'm basically going to try to drag him back towards our range line.
Hell yeah, he does not resist. You're at half movement to move him.
Okay. I will. Does it take me an action to grab him?
No, he's willing. You can just get him.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and dash, which means at half speed I go full speed, and I will just drag him all the way back.
Hell yeah. As like you're grabbing him, he's like because you're pulling him and he's like leaning and grabbing like as many of these papers in his fists as he can, and like saying like, no, we have to get everything.
Okay, how much is everything?
He has like 5 of like the 10 pages that are still scattered about.
Okay, instead of dragging him the full way, then can I try to grab the other pages as my action, and I will only move half speed, or I don't know how long it will take me.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah.
Okay, then I only move half speed. I get to the gun line, but not past it.
Okay, cool. Yep, you got him with you.
Okay, I got it. We got everything. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. This little goblin here brings out his short bow. Laylis, he shoots at you for a 16 to hit. And when something hits you, we're looking for your armor class. And on your character sheet, that's like the big number in the shield, right?
Okay.
And what is your
Yeah.
number in the shield?
14.
Okay, so for something to hit you, it needs to to hit. It's you need to meet the AC with a 14 or beat it, right? So it's 14 or higher to hit you. So this 16 will make contact,
Okay.
and it's gonna deal you 7 points of piercing damage.
Damn. How do I add my damage?
Oh, on like under your health where you have like 12 out of 12, you can just change the number. Like you can either hit minus, like if you select the first 12, you can hit like minus the 7, or you can just do the math and put in what your health is, right? Just depends how you prefer to do it. You can also do the math the same way. If you right click your token, there's also a health bar under the token. It works the same exact way.
Okay.
The only difference you have to hit like enter or return to like tell it this is the number. This is the math we're doing. Cool. And then he takes some movement to gain. He goes. Ooh, he's gonna go the long way around to get some cover behind the tree. Ooh, okay. Another arrow shoots out from the tree line. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we see him. Okay.
Trying to keep Rail as covered as I can with that shield.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rainier. Rainier, a arrow from the tree line sails towards you, and you just notice it right in time as it lodges itself into your upper shoulder for 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
And it does hit you because it crit you, but it's only for 7.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And this little goblin steps out with its arrow. Goblins. And okay, Laylis, it's your turn.
I'm running and in like mid dash on my way back. I would like to cast the invisibility spell on Rael. How you say his name?
Okay, yeah, okay, you can target him with that. Okay, cool, yeah, you cast invisibility on Rael, and he is invisible.
And then I will just make my way as far back as I can.
Okay. Ember, you still, of course, like feel him, but he is invisible. Hell yeah. That was 7 damage. 7 damage, Rainer. Okay. It is Rael's turn. There ain't actually, you know what? Oof. He knows what this spell is. He knows what this spell is. He knows you are trying to protect him, so he will not do anything to prevent that from working, even if it might help. Cool. Ember, you feel him like struggle to his feet a little bit more, and you just hear him say like, "Let's get out of here." and he'll just move with you, right? But like he'll move with you, but on like he's moving his speed. Okay. You hear a roar come out from the tree line as one of these larger humanoids just comes rushing. Rushes up to the tree, sees his dead comrade, lets out a murderous bellow, fully runs and leaps off the tree, and comes all the way in to our group here. He actually ends up here. That is
Oof.
his turn. Maputo's dead.
Long live Elmo.
Maputo.
Maputo is dead. There's another one of these boys who runs up by this tree line and begins like shouting commands, like aiming his sword towards you all, but shouting in Goblin.
I seem to have closed the tracker. How do I pop that back out?
If you
Oh, right click. There we go. Found it.
Okay, I was like, I am not sure how to actually pop that back out again. Yeah.
If you right click the fist icon,
it'll do
pops
it.
the
Yeah.
contract. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're so good at this fucking game.
I
Very
will.
Foundry has a lot of right click functionality, so that's my default try if nothing else is working.
Oh, fire a stone at the one that just ran up.
Hell yeah.
Also, for some reason, I've gotten like locked into not actually being able to move my character, but it's fine. I can only like. Oh, well, arrow keys still work. That's fine. Okay, let's shoot them.
14 clanks right off his chainmail.
Step further back into the bush.
Okay. the Simpson meme is real. Hell yeah.
One stone left.
Okay. You see some goblins rushing out of the trees with swords, just shouting loud goblin noises and just like shouting shit at you guys. He has a sword, so he doesn't actually like fire anything. Another one comes streaming out, shouting at you, also taking up position behind the tree for cover. Okay, Rainier.
Sorry, what's the purple effect on this one?
He is targeted by Ember, it looks like.
Oh, okay. First I'm gonna take a. Actually, I'm gonna stay right where I am first, and then T. And then I am going to shoot at him. Let's see how well that goes.
Pretty damn well.
Holy
Okay.
shit!
Ooh. How do you on a nat 20 blast this fool?
After the long shot with the with Maputo over there, it's just a deft swing of the armament in his direction, and a solid twang at the snap of the steel, and right through the neck.
Hell yeah. He collapses.
I actually have to check something. So it doesn't matter because he's dead now. But because I have the piercer feat, when I score a critical hit, well, with a piercing weapon such as my crossbow, I roll an additional damage die. So.
Oh yeah, his throat is bad. It's a bad scene. I don't know if you guys know this, but this guy's name is Elmo.
Long live Elmo.
That guy.
Now Elmo's dead. Long live Hattie.
Hell yeah. Anything else for Rainer?
Just some solid steps backward. Kind of like eyes scanning to see where the fuck our buddy went, but he's invisible. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Amazing. Okay, Dominic. It looks like your party is trying to retreat, but there are still like goblinoid creatures around.
Oh yeah. Turning Raider. Oh, I see you're better at short distances. And and going with I'm going to target this guy right here. Yeah. And then short bow again.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes, makes contact. Actually,
Burn.
a significant wound to him.
tight. And then I am going to withdraw as well.
Okay.
The full 30. That's my turn.
Okay. Very good. All right. This little goblin here does run forward. He is gonna shoot bow. Okay. Amber, does a 16 hit you?
It does not. That will pink off the shield.
Hell yeah. And he kind of squirrels up against some of this tree cover here, but it's not very good cover. Okay, Cal. Yes. Okay, hell yeah. Hell yeah. The big dude falls prone behind the tree. So you all lose sight of him as the little guy manages to, like, his head's still kind of like peeking out above the tree, but he doesn't look like he's fallen. Okay, Ember.
Since I can no longer see the big guy in the grease, I will very quickly summon a little flame to my hand and lob it at him, at the little
Ooh.
goblin next to him.
Hell yeah. I sure do
Fire.
miss flammable grease.
Yeah.
Attack? Is that it? Oh my
Um,
god, can I please
Is
roll
it
above
12?
five?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it is.
You're one short. You're one short.
Well, nothing I can do about that.
Okay. The flame sails off, hits a tree nearby. There's a little as the tree ignites. Okay.
And I will
Oh yeah,
continue
any
to
movement
help.
for you.
Yeah, I will continue to help. Well, I guess I can let go of Rail since he's invisible.
You can if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do my best to just sort of like push him gently along. Go ahead, go ahead. I got this. And I will still back up only 15 feet.
Cool. Hell yeah. You can hear, like, he steps with you, and then you can hear him like shuffling a little bit further ahead, closer to where Dominic is. Dominic, you can hear footsteps next to you and heavy breathing.
Poor guy.
Sounds kind of weird. Sounds a little weird. Okay, this little guy here. Actually, this guy had a short bow. Yeah, it's not that other dude's turn yet. Okay, cool. He's gonna launch a volley of attacks to try to, get some people as they're fleeing. Ember, you hear and you feel an arrow dink into the back of your armor. This boy here, he runs.
That's why I was moving half.
Yeah. Oh, also he needs to make his deck save. Okay, he would have failed and then gotten up for it. This guy runs into the grease. Just barely makes his dex save, and is helping up the taller one. And you see the taller one like get stood up. Cool. Laylis, your go.
As soon as the taller one stands up, what is his name? Haiti. Yeah,
Haiti.
Haiti. I'm going to shoot Ray of Sickness straight at his face as he's like standing.
Okay.
Eee.
Okay. I think it like if you like you can either click the spell, it'll either roll it or put whatever it is in the chat. Oh. Kind of this
That is
ray of green
bad.
energy just slices its way across the battlefield just past him.
Yes. And when I noticed the miss, I oh well, that's the wrong button. Oh, this button. Okay. As I noticed the miss, I am gone.
Okay. Rael will continue to also retreat with everyone else. This creature here, the red ruddyish skin with the goblins, begins just like yelling after you all, and these goblins stop shooting and stop giving chase. It seems that they're accepting their losses in this moment as you have killed many of them. And combat ends as you all retreat from this area, alive with Rael
All his paperwork.
and his paperwork. Well done. You all rush back the path you came. Rael like hobbling along. Some of you are helping him as you go. Not wanting to give these creatures any pause or option to chase after you further. And when you break the tree line back into the where the caravan would be, you can see that the horse carcass has been cleared and pushed to the side, and the roadway is free once more. And several of the carts are kind of pulled up nearby that area. And as you all break the tree line and are seen, you see everyone is like surprised, and some of them have like like cooking like butcher's knives and that kind of thing, like to defend themselves. And when they see it's you, there's a shock of relief on everyone. And Aaron shouts out, "Are you all right? You all look very worse for wear."
Yeah. I think we'll be okay. Be okay.
Probably best we fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're ready to get moving.
we should leave
Get
soon.
things going.
Yeah, we should get some mirrors.
It's bad back there.
They're not following.
I mean, not yet.
Could be a quick retreat.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Bring
What-
it.
Okay, we are in a caravan, and I don't know how fast you think those move, but
I mean, I think the sooner we start, the better. Maybe.
I like that
I have an
idea.
arrow in me.
Right.
Yeah.
Come here.
I could.
Hold on. I pulls out like a bottle of some like pinkish shit. Like uncorks the bottle again, uncorks all of them with his teeth. Like just rubs some of the salve
How good are
onto
those
his.
teeth looking, Cody?
They're looking fine.
Okay.
I mean, they're not like.
Worse.
It's not. Yeah, it's not great. Rub some of that onto like some of that gunk onto his hand in like a paste, and then just walks up and goes, "Okay, now on the count of 1, 2," and just rips it out as he like slaps the salve on to do cure wounds.
God.
All right.
Amazing.
Oh, why won't it let me? It says I don't have any I don't have any first level spells.
You. Okay, you have spell slots again.
Okay, weird.
Yeah, because you just used your stone, so.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, as I like slap this pinkish salve into your I forgot to click you and actually apply it to you, but
It's okay. I'm good.
Hell yeah. As you all are, attending to yourselves, because you're right, the caravan does not move very quickly. So as they are, everyone is hopping on the carts, weighing them down a bit. But they're going to use the horses to get a little bit of speed before they'll need to give the horses a rest again. You were all able to attend to each other and then either hop on a cart or quickly, follow behind. Rael hops up onto a cart and is like holding his bloody fist of papers and clutching his belly.
He seems like he needs some help.
Murph walks up behind Laylis and just rips out one of the arrows and slaps the salve onto it.
I saw that happen to Rainier, and I did not want to be a part
Yeah,
of that.
that's why I
was
didn't
not
ask.
gonna ask.
That's why I didn't. And this one was a little rougher. There's a bit of an exit wound. Don't worry about it.
God, it's so good.
For our friend Rail, Ember, who uh, will follow him onto whatever wagon or whatever, since he's got no horse anymore. Whatever wagon he's hopping
horse,
up
of
onto,
course.
I assume he's not trying to walk with the injury he's going. So that gives me plenty of time to pull out. Okay, a small. I
nice.
thought that was going to roll a die, but it apparently is not.
You're doing your healer healing.
Yeah.
That's nice.
My healer healing.
So I don't know what that. Oh, okay. Plus, however many hit dice he has, I assume it's 0 to 1. But that's how much healing. I will mark a charge on my healer's kit.
Oh, okay. So he gets 10 plus one of his hit die number.
No, it's plus hit points equal to his maximum number of hit dice.
Okay.
So I'm assuming he has 0 or 1 hit die.
Yeah, he has 1 hit die currently.
So that should be 11 total then.
Okay. Oh my god. You see, as you apply your medical knowledge and healing, the wound begins to knit itself together on his belly, and the one on the side of his chest as well. He was, you think a lung might have been punctured or nicked. He begins breathing smoother, and the blood subsides, and he looks at you and goes, thank you.
No problem. I burned myself on the forge a lot. I once hit my thumb with a forge hammer. Had to put it back together. So I got used to this. A little sword stab. You're fine. You're fine.
My horse.
Yeah, not too much
Sorry
to be done with
about
that.
that. Yeah, sorry. There was nothing I could do. It was already gone.
Fuck. He holds, like, he kind of lays back a bit against some of the sacks of grain in the back of this cart, and like holds up the papers in his fist, and I still have these.
Oh yeah,
Master.
here's the other pages I picked up.
Odd question.
Thank God.
Can you speak Goblin?
No. What?
Hey,
why?
I check that.
What's in them papers?
You.
Don't start this. I have to go to bed. We can't get that information now. Don't do that to me, Cody.
Okay, I'll ask
What's
you
in
next
them
week
there
what's in them
papers?
Right
You do
now,
an
you just go sleepy night.
you insight check him. You kind of narrow your eyes to determine, is this guy messing with you at all?
No.
You don't think he speaks Goblin.
Okay, cool. He just said it kind of shifty. That's it. Okay.
Excellent. He looks at you, Merv, and says, "All right, I'll tell you what's in the papers, but let me just have a few minutes of rest, okay?"
A little bit of sleepy night, yeah.
All right.
I gotcha.
I'm just gonna. Okay. He lays back, and our view pulls away from the caravan slowly as it continues its way on. The corpse in the distance fading slowly.
Flies slowly buzzing.
As you all contemplate the events that have transpired, and perhaps if there is more to this Rael and what he was transporting. And we'll pick up there next week.
Hooray!
Bennett.